Is new. Never mad, y'all. I really thought you through. On that clown shit, I can't talk to you. Picture a boss making some bosses move. Never warn nigga, but we offing you. Low and child, nigga, that 39 shit. Rails, baby, that 39 stick. The king got his shit, you should crown this. Came from the whales, got the spot on the app. With the longest can't shoot them guys, but I know them guys. City turned to clap you for a penny. Came from the low end, the capital of the city. Shit get high here. Better when you Glock here. We don't just grocery youngers, they all shop here. Get you in your body until they see it soul. Put you in the wood and then they let you burn. Shit get stupid. Shot stop loud talk for sure you get muted. Gas up the plane smoke for sure you get zooted. Loud talk. I've been playing with that grass like a grandma. Bitch, I'm 39 to the death of it. I don't let the weapon spit. 40 with a drum jack kicking like some Tekken shit. Ain't from the nine, from 39. Home and BT, big shouty, right? Landscaping. When I get it going, chasing them, gotta plan. Leaves on them trees when they fall, I'm a hand rake them. Bag them, seal them and get them gone. Jumped in this shit, was thirsty to see a zone. Ass bees here. Wood big as hell, like I'm smoking out a tree here. Playing with the branches like a monkey in a tree here. GF, landscaper. I'm playing the wild for that damn paper. I am 39.
Reach for the spit.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we can fix that up for you for the end of the show.
Damn good time.
The best of time.
Damn good time, boy.
Shop Talk 7, we in the building, man. What the fuck my own saying up?
Come on.
Shop Talk 7 in the building. We up top and we get down. It's your host, Tony Mediamonics.
I am Get This D Smith in the building. Shop Talk 7 on a Thursday night, man. How y'all feeling?
Well,
amazing. Feeling great.
We got a bunch of creators in this
We
bitch
do
today.
have a bunch of creators in the building, man. Who we got in the shop tonight, man? We got my guy, Real Allen of 914 Media Podcast, man.
Great to be here.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Great
Yes,
to be
sir.
here,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
Glad I finally made it down, man.
Yeah, glad you came, boy. Yeah, good to see you,
We
man.
actually figured out that we kind of connected indirectly.
Who are you?
He on the
Which I bought?
Easily Offended podcast, and I did. I had L Boogie on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout
That's
out
what's
to
up.
L Boogie.
That's what's up. That's what's
my
up, man.
We go way back. You know, we grew up. I'm from Chatham, man. We grew up right down the street.
Oh, right in the area.
Chatham shit, huh? Okay.
Right in the area.
I've been around this a long time. It's crazy just to be recording right here.
Ain't that ironic?
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that ironic, man? And we got my guy L Porter, director. Hold on, my fault. Let me say that right. Put some stank on that man's name, man.
Stank. Foul as hell.
L Porter in the house, man. How you feeling today, boy?
I'm cool, dog. I appreciate y'all inviting me in, man. This is a nice setup. I did not see this coming down 79th Street. I was like,
You ain't got to give away our location like that, man.
Yeah,
Look at you, man. We got folks looking for us and everything, man.
Stalkers. My fault.
You niggas can look for me if you want to.
79th in Indiana. In Indiana.
Right.
You find some sick shit looking for me, come on with it.
Right off the 90 road.
Right.
Right off the 94.
Right off 65.
The 8 grid coordinates are.
Right, so over there.
The 8 grid coordinates are, motherfucker. 94 degrees west.
Man, well, thanks for coming through, man. And y'all know we got the boy Chill told me to post that, man.
Hashtag Chill told me to post us in the building, baby.
Yeah, man. Shop Talk 7, man. We full tonight, man. We full tonight. We finna get it in. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. So y'all make sure y'all jump in this chat and holla at us.
You know what? I want one of our guests to chill, not you, nigga. You're not a guest. To pick the topic today. We're gonna read off the topics. I want y'all to tell me which one y'all want. Okay. So look.
Hold on. Before we do that, we must acknowledge our resident SBOs. Okay.
This happens every show. I promise it's not on purpose. But we might as well make it on purpose.
But we have to.
You gotta stop me right before I get into the topic every time.
We got to. I know you want to.
That's now part of the format. Me doing that shit every show, right on cue. This transaction happens.
It does.
We're gonna keep it up. Go ahead.
We are doing the format then.
There we are. So let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our resident SBOs, man. Shout out to Heads Down, Bottoms Up. That's the way we like to
drink.
Of course. So shout out to Bottoms Up Mobile Mixology LLC. We want to thank you for rocking with us, man. Thank you, Miss Brandy Butterfly. We appreciate you, girl. And of course, shout out to Miss Rowe Design Services.
Oh yeah.
For the accoutrement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we go ahead and show it off a little
Big
bit.
ass
Fix it in the building, you know.
You said the accoutrement?
The accoutrement.
This nigga put a French accent on accoutrement.
Oh,
But it's-
I gotta show y'all this one. This one.
The first time I heard him say it, I thought he said
Yeah.
the
You
first.
got that one too. Y'all make sure y'all get up with Rowe, man. Yeah, the cream.
Yeah, I ain't seen that one. That's,
The cream gotta match the.
oh, she got
The
oh,
cream got-
There you go. Yeah.
See the way Rowe rock. You know
Coordinate.
what I'm saying? We coordinate.
Yeah, shit on too hard, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Got to coordinate.
Yeah, so shout out to Rowe Design Services, man. We appreciate you. And our newest resident SBO, Nikki's Sleek Design Services. Yeah, so if y'all been checking us out lately, man, y'all might notice that
You stepped
we
our
done got a
promo
little
game up.
sexy. We done got a little sexy.
Just
Just
a
a
little
little bit. Just a little bit. We got a little sexy.
This much bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. It ain't much, so don't brag. But man, that's all due to Nikki. So shout out to Nikki. We definitely appreciate you. Nikki's Sleek Design Services. All right, she's a graphic designer. Does a lot of promotion for what is it? What's the name of the bar?
Dialogue Cigar and Wine
Yeah.
Bar
Yeah,
and Shoptalk 7.
yeah, out there in Gary.
Woke up to 4-5 different promos this morning.
Yeah, no. Road Design.
Rowe Design does the shirts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all seen our promos and stuff. That's Nikki.
So we got Rowe on the shirts, we got Butterfly on the drinks, and we got Nikki on the promo.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
blessed.
So, you know what I'm saying?
All the bases covered.
Yeah, it's just
You know we
something.
trying to shit. You feel me? This shit motherfucking. We can get one of you niggas to shoot us a video.
Yeah,
Make us look like rappers.
Hey,
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? I done had these same 5 fucking verses for years. Now I'm trying to use them.
I bet you.
They perfected.
I bet you they.
Hey, you know,
They're pretty dope.
hey, don't make me play some shit now.
Don't get them started. Don't get them started.
We got to get this show going. We already
What we
been
got on
having.
table biz, man.
We got a table biz,
What we got
man.
on table biz, man.
All right, 4 topics. We got does going 50-50 on the bills mean that a woman shouldn't submit to her man? Now we know that's a cliche conversation at this point, but we're gonna dissect that motherfucker.
We're gonna play with it.
Where do you draw the line between privacy and secrecy? Whether it be friends, family, significant others, or business partners, what does support look like to you? And the last one, does sexual empowerment empower men, women, both, or neither?
All right.
So we'll let y'all pick the first topic. Which one y'all want to go with first?
All right. We're gonna let the guests go. So go ahead and what we got for L?
Let me see those again. Can I see them?
He took his glasses off. Talking about, can I see him? This nigga.
L in uncle mode right now.
Right.
Watch out there now.
Hey, just don't move them to the bridge of your nose, like. And look
Right. Hold on. Wait a minute
Just
now.
don't do that. Don't do that.
I say
Hold on. I'm sorry, the rest of them. All right. Which one you want to talk?
Support look like sexual empowerment. Let's start with the 50-50 on the bill.
Got him.
Okay.
Got him.
All right.
Yeah,
All right. All right, we finna start off with the 50-50 question, all right? Does going 50-50 on the bills mean that a woman should submit to a man?
Let me put
Y'all
that.
think about that for a second. Think about
let
that
me
for a
put
quick
that in
second.
put that on the joint real
So-
quick.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Now we ready.
We're gonna let them marinate on that. We're gonna jump on that. We're gonna get to some music.
We ain't got
We're gonna go for
we got no time, bro.
it. Go for it.
We're just gonna go for it today.
Go on in.
So the problem with we've had this discussion off the air, and we talked about the whole submitting thing, and I think where it was getting lost in translation is that the woman submits to the man, and the man submits to the woman. It's kind of more of a two-way street than it is a one-way thing.
Okay.
So there's no way for you to be in a relationship and independent. You know what I'm saying? So you have to give of your full self to whoever you with, man. So I don't understand what's the argument or what's the debate about this. You got to be able to submit because you got to put another person's feelings and thoughts into consideration before you move. That's just
where it comes from is this. Like, one form of the going logic is that if you going 50-50 with bills, then you're not the head of household, you are a roommate. Right? So obviously there's all kinds of bullshit within that theory. Because first of all, if I'm just a roommate, I'm probably still fucking. And what I know about giving a woman good dick is she gonna be what a woman is to a man.
But what we're not looking at is the fact that the cost of living, we're comparing a foregone era back when the woman made no
facts.
When the woman made no money and the man went out and made all of the bread. So
right.
now it's a position where you have to have two incomes in order to survive. So it's because I ain't even gonna trip. It would be easier to take care of all the bills if she was bomb with the money. If you got somebody who ain't really taking care of everything, I was in a relationship whereas I gave my girl the shopping list. And she always had all the stuff she wanted, but I'm giving you the money, and I always say I gotta have butter, sugar, eggs, and certain things in the crib. And when I come to the crib, it's not there. So it's like, okay, you want me to keep giving you the money and trusting you with the money, but you all over the place with the money. She was buying what she wanted with it, and that's what the problem was. So
fuck that. and I'm not saying it like that, but what I'm saying, as far like you said, those are necessities, and we're talking kitchen necessities. I need that in the kitchen when I'm trying to cook, when I'm trying to eat, whatever.
Everything.
Yeah. So it's not that's not me saying, bitch, if you ain't got my this and no. This is we talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to eat.
Right. I ain't mad about Hennessy. Yeah. You ain't get the Hennessy.
Yeah. No. So
I'm mad.
That's different. Come on now. I mean, no. This is what I asked for. I gave you the money. You wanted to go shopping. Do the shopping. Get what I asked for. I ain't asking for a lot.
Right. Right.
I mean, for me personally, man, I don't know. Questions like this always are kind of weird for me because I really don't give a shit about what people do in their house. You know what I'm saying? I don't count nobody paper for them. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I just feel like I'm going to do what works for me.
What works for you, though? It's 50-50. Do you feel like 50-50, you know what I'm saying? Like,
first, does 50-50 work for you?
There we go.
I don't really think it does for me personally. I don't know. I've only had one experience with cohabitating with a significant other. You know what I'm saying? And in that one experience, I paid the bills. It was just a situation where that's just what it was. It was convenient. You know what I'm saying? So but that didn't mean that she didn't contribute to the household in any way.
Right.
She definitely did. But you know what I'm saying, in terms of like the financials, like the utilities, the fucking, you know what I'm saying, like the rent, the household bills, everything like that, I did pay for that. You know what I'm saying? And that situation worked for as long as it did. And so that's all I know, for real. So that worked for me. I don't know if the reverse will work for me. I think as long as it works for both of us, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna rock the boat too much. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever works at the time. Cause I just feel like, man, cause there's a saying goes that like marriages are not, or like relationships are not just 50-50.
Right.
Sometimes it's 70-30. Sometimes it's 80-20.
Yeah, it's full.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that shit can swing either way. So while like I know we want to hang on to traditions and all that shit, but you never.
Yeah, that's true.
You never know what life gonna throw at you, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, tradition. I think tradition has its place. Tradition absent of guidance has its place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
Because some people need a guardrails. Because left to their own devices, they be fucked up. Most of the world is moving left to their own devices. We have no culture. You ask the average person, what's your culture? They look at you like you stupid. Like, what is that? What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying. Somebody once told me hip hop. At least they said something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cool. You feel me? So we a lot of us didn't even see the homes that we needed to see. And then a lot of us that saw the homes, not all of us, but a lot of us saw all that shit was capped because it didn't account for progressiveness. You know what I'm saying? The marriage structure was meant to fail at some point, I believe.
Because it was, you mean the concept of that? Or
how it came about was based on survival, right? I believe you can't. I say this. I had to say this a few times. I believe you can't change the spirit of a word or an institution. Right. Mm-hmm. Here's a couple examples, real quick. The word "nice" in its origin meant you were stupid. You were an idiot. That's what it meant in its origins. Today we use it to mean you're a good person. You're sweet. You're giving. You're caring. Right. But you do that shit too much, and then you feel like you get taken advantage of, and you feel like an idiot, right?
Nice,
so
nice guys finish last.
You feel me? Now let's
facts.
Now let's go to the institutions, right?
Yep.
The police star today is the same star as the slave catchers back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you look at the jails today. It's if you were incarcerated by constitutional law, you are a slave, right?
Right.
The 13th Amendment says you're a fucking slave. 50% of the jails is filled with us, and we're only 13% of the population. So the institution still rings true. Now, marriage, the institution was that kind of civil union was created for the idea of survival or upgrade in society or truces. They were literally marrying off their women or their men to create truces or political gain.
Yeah.
But today we want to fall in love and find our men. So you can't. You look at how that's going for us. And now that women don't need us, it's a whole different game. 70% of divorces is filed by who?
Women.
You feel me? They don't.
That's staggering.
They don't fucking need us. So now look at marriages.
Hey.
So we gotta look at it. Was so that version of marriage wasn't meant to last forever.
I get that.
And I've been told I was not needed on a bunch of occasions in relationships.
Was y'all doing 50-50?
No. One of my last relationship, because I only lived with two women. But the last one that I lived with, I paid for everything.
Shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yet you get caught. Yet, you know, the funny thing is that we sit back and I mean this with all the respect I could say it. We sit back and wonder where this entitlement comes from.
Mm-hmm.
But if you listen to the demands that we are getting in our relationships, there's some entitlement there. You know, just because that was mandated back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s when women couldn't work or women weren't working. We're bringing that now, whereas the cost, like rent in Chicago is what, like $1,600 for a one bedroom.
Man, I got spoiled. My mom had me a place. I was staying in that place for a little while. 3-bedroom, big ass apartment for $1,000 a month. Unheard of outside of that shit.
Right.
And I was living in Rockford before that. Rockford was like $600 for a townhouse.
But it was a hookup.
Yeah, but in Rockford it was $600 for a townhouse, legit. So I'm coming from those two situations. And then before that, I lived in Richmond Park, where a 2-bed luxury apartment was $1,200. This was in 2019. But 2022, 23, them motherfuckers probably closing 2,000 right now.
Yeah. So you ain't living in we living in the world.
So I'm like, shit, I should keep this little situation I got right now because I don't know.
We hang on to
shit changes over time.
I mean this with all the respect I can say it. Women hang on to traditions that work in their favor.
Yes.
So we'll say that shit again so I can screen record it.
Yes.
What time did he say that shit? That's 18 minutes. Say that shit again. We're going to replay that motherfucker.
I did a movie called All About the Ring. It's on Tubi now.
All About the Ring
All About the Ring on Tubi.
Check it out. On Tubi. Check it out.
So All About the Ring was about a guy who gives a girl a diamond ring with no diamond to see if it's real love. So I had to do focus groups because I wanted to depict women honestly. And while doing the focus groups, I found out that, and research, I did a lot of research. Come to find out, back when the gold rush was going on, they were trying to sell diamonds. So what they did during wartime, they told the soldiers, if you buy this diamond, then your wife can pawn it if you die during war. That way she can live until she gets married again. So that's when the diamond ring. So this was the reason why diamond rings came about. The whole three, the reason why you get 3 paychecks. Yeah. So now with insurance, women working, them making more money than us, does that 3 salary thing have to be there?
Well, the idea is that's true.
They're holding on to the tradition because it works in their advantage. And that's the same thing with this 50-50 thing. Yeah, me paying all the bills. So I can't invest in anything but us living while you can go do whatever. I've helped a couple of women buy houses.
Pretty okay. That's
because they can save money.
Generous.
That's a hell of a track record.
because they can save money and I'm paying all the bills.
All right, I got that. So my question is this. So the question is, if it's 50-50, does that mean a woman shouldn't submit?
If you're in a relationship,
And first of all, what do you think submit means? Because that's all over the fucking board. So before we even try to go further,
because I
what
can't
does submit
properly
mean?
answer that question. I don't fucking know.
That's what I'm saying. Like
do what I
hell
say
knows
it. Do what I say it. Do I guess?
I've never once said or thought about like a woman needs to submit to
I've never said that.
Shout out to the chat, man. Xavier, 2 times in the building.
You gotta submit to me. I've never said that.
You better submit to me, damn it.
It's what corny dudes who say it.
Nah, well, for me, it's so it falls in the same vein. It's just like when people say what they are, like if somebody has to like say like proclaim out loud I'm a genius or proclaim out loud I'm an alpha.
They're trying to convince themselves.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
Half of what they hear, right?
So that's
none of what they
in
say.
the same vein for me, man. Like that's not some shit that I really even worry about, bro.
Exactly.
When the motherfucker,
I'm going to be who I am, and who you are, we may not jive together.
Right.
But if we do, then it's gonna work. How the fuck it work?
this has been 90.
And
let it work.
And that's all that matters, man. All this shit that we talk about, the reason we have these conversations, all has to do with external pressure and expectations. We worried about what the fuck.
Go back and say that again.
Say that shit again.
We deal with outside expectations, man. You know what I'm saying? And things that people expect of us, and like what we care about, what people have to say too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to look good outwardly, right?
Right.
Everybody wants to be accepted by society, accepted by the whole. That's a natural instinct. But when it gets to a point, man, when you really caring so much about what everybody else thinks, it affects what goes on in your household between the two of you or the three of you, or every many motherfuckers in y'all shit. Like that's what's most important. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really creates a successful society, man. People worried about themselves and doing for themselves. And that way,
And you'll find your like minds to be around.
Just like what we were just saying out there, like a rising tide lifts all boats.
Look,
yeah, but you got to make sure your boat can float.
Xavier said this, and so the last part of it, submission is when a woman lets you lead the house or family. This is what I want to know. What is this leadership people are talking about? I haven't heard enough conversations to clarify
Xavier,
what the fuck that's supposed to mean.
Hey, hit us up with that too, man.
Okay,
shout out to Xavier, man. Thanks for stopping through.
Xavier 2 times, goddamn it.
So in my opinion, real love makes you move differently anyway. So it shouldn't be something that you have to demand, ask for. It's gonna be just like we was talking before anybody got here. Me being me, they automatically came in and felt like they wanted to do shit for me because they have a love for me. So if you gotta announce, yo man, you should be submitting and blah, then y'all ain't made for each other.
Right.
Y'all ain't. There's a connection.
If it's not gonna be natural, she's not gonna do it.
My experience has been that when a woman is able to come in and take in my vibe, she know what to do already.
Right. It's gonna be
that has been my experience.
Except them selfish chicks.
Bro, listen, I'm telling you, from my experience, yeah, some of them the selfish ones is a little bit more to work with. But I mean, no, they still. But what one thing about my vibe or what I stand on, they already taken care of anyway. And I ain't talking about money because they don't necessarily because they want a nigga with some money don't necessarily mean they want your money. They just like how it sounds.
2 times say
I'm just saying they enjoy the vibe already. When they come in, they already want to do what women do for men.
It's triggered.
You feel me? That feminine is triggered.
You definitely need to have some money though. Like,
no, bro. I'm just willing to feed them and make them comfortable in my house. That's it.
Gotta record your ass.
I'm just able to.
Got to make some videos about your ass. Yes, sir. Shout out to Xavier. He says by lead he means like just making big decisions.
So that's leading. Man, look, my woman made the big decision. I ain't gonna fucking lie to you. I mean, like, listen, bro. Listen, if anybody, like when I was married, if anybody was a leader, it was her, right? I was more consigliere, if anything, because listen, I was gone a lot. That was her motherfucking house.
And if I suck at something,
I was in the Navy. I'm gone all the time. Right. She's making the decision. She don't come see me for every damn decision she make. Right. I come and see her to see where I fit in.
Yeah.
Because even though I paid the bills and all that shit, but functionally she ran the house. I put the soap where she said the fuck to put it.
If they're good, if you good at something, let them.
That's what I'm saying. People fall into their role, man. Everybody play their role.
I was the protector. I was the money guy. I made sure she was safe by way of making sure she has the things she needs to run the house comfortably. But as far as the plans and the boo up the bam, I was hands off. I did what the fuck she said do, and I moved to her program because that's what we needed.
So here's how I see that whole 50-50 question. I got married young. So we started out 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it was. I went to work at one point in time. When I was working, she was taking care of the baby. You know what I'm saying? When he got of a certain age, he went to daycare. She went back to school. I kept working. At one point, she started working. I was still working.
Right.
At one point, I lost my job, and she was working. At one point, she lost her job, and we was both not working to collect unemployment, looking for jobs. At some point, I got a job, and she was still on unemployment.
Right.
And then she got a job. And then
it's ebb and flow, shit.
See what I'm saying?
But so do you feel like, because I want to separate these two things if they can be separated. Mm-hmm. What you stated was, when I got married, I was young, so we went 50-50. So what I want to ask is, do you feel like you went 50-50 because you were young, or was it y'all needed to because the resources weren't there?
Both. If that makes any sense.
Because when I got married at 22, she didn't pay a fucking thing, and we had a mortgage. Right. So what I'm saying is, I was young, but I had the resources. I'm saying I was young, but I had the resources. That's why I'm trying to differentiate. Like, so if we lived in La Jolla, the more affluent part of San Diego, she would have had to fucking work.
He was in San Diego, yeah.
She would have had to work because we lived in El Cajon.
It's fucking beautiful.
It is, by the way. We lived in El Cajon, more inland, so it's a little cheaper.
Yeah.
My mortgage, even then in 2005, my mortgage was $2,300 when you include HOA.
Shit. When you include HOA.
Yeah.
God damn.
We ain't said property taxes yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we went
$500 more a month, and she got to work. Yeah, but she did work, but I let her keep her money because what she made is something I probably would have gave her for her pockets anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So just keep that.
At our situation, I didn't go off to college. I went straight off into the workforce from high school.
Right.
So no skill set,
right.
No nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I had to build myself from literally scratch, from football to fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? And then marriage. So the way me and my wife met, it was always kind of a team effort anyway.
No doubt.
You know, we met at like 11 or some shit. We got together at 12. We've been together since then. We got divorced at 35. That's as long as
y'all was together 22 years.
As long as relationship. I known him we were together more than half my life. So it was a team effort.
Up until that point,
you know what I'm saying? And then the way her family was versus the way my family was, that made it even more of a team effort. You know what I'm saying? So it was always kind of people have this nuance.
I want to see what that's like.
50 versus 100.
Yeah.
The team effort.
Yeah, it's the same
financially.
Shit. All it is you.
I want to see what it's like.
And choosing what the hell you gonna pay. That's all it is.
Well, no, I don't have no idea what that feels like though. So I want to feel what that's like.
So but isn't it always a team effort though?
I mean, I'm talking about
because even if you work
strictly financial,
I'm talking strictly financial. Because listen, it's teamwork around the house. I do that. I'm that guy anyway. Like I'm not gonna walk in, even if I'm paying the bills. I'm not gonna not quite, but I'm helpful. I'm a good sous chef.
Okay.
I'm a great sous chef.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lead the way. I'm not the guy that's gonna lead the way on the cleaning and lead the way on the cooking.
Right.
I'm gonna let her set the tone, and I'm gonna do shit the way she implemented it. You understand? The socks go where she said they go, because it's what I was introduced to as a young man. It's what I grew to like. So that's what I like. But I'm helpful. I'll help cook. I'll do what the fuck you say in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you know better.
You know,
and that's the thing. If you whatever you know better, like you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, because I'm not gonna be the best at every fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you know how to do this better, if you're more experienced in this area, and this is some shit that we have to deal with or a crossroad that we come to, and that's like, so if I'm gonna trust your decision making.
Yeah.
Because so first off, if I'm gonna be in a relationship with you, I gotta trust your decision making anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when it comes to certain things, like you say in the kitchen, like I mean I can cook, but I ain't no motherfucking chef for real.
Right.
If I know you get down, shit, tell me what to do. You know what I'm
I got
saying?
you. I got your back.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like what I need to do.
You need me to cut this shit up? You need me to go make a store run?
What you need from me?
Did you forget something?
Yeah,
Right.
but that's just not limited to the kitchen. That's limited to wherever I know
Yeah,
you have
that's
a better
cleanliness.
understanding of this than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which really come down to communication.
You need me to make the bank run because you got the plan for that.
Because I like in my
And maturity.
I'm here to
You
help.
gotta recognize when somebody has a
Is it
strength.
better than you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can cook, but even though I can cook, she makes like the bomb greens and the bomb sweet potatoes and blah blah blah. So when I taste her greens, I'm like, all right, you on greens from now on, man.
Yeah.
You,
Nigga, I just had the best cabbage I've ever had in my life.
you on sweet
You understand?
potatoes.
My girl cooked
I
me
ain't even
motherfucking.
touching it.
I ain't finna interfere with that.
Right.
Yeah.
And she'll ask me, she'll be like, you want me to cook? Like she has no problem with throwing in, helping in that capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes she'll come in and be like, yo, I'm cooking this, and this. I'm like, oh, bet. And I go sit my ass down.
Ideally, this is how I would like it to go, right? Ideally, let's say we building a house together, right? We trying to build a life together. We living together. We're now sharing bills and shit. Just for example, for easy math, let's say I make 60 grand a year. She makes 40. To me, even though I make 60 and you make 40, that means we make 100.
We make 100. That's right.
So we're gonna take that 100 and we're gonna split that shit down the middle. We're gonna the bills, the savings. If we're doing investments, we're doing that. What's left?
50-50.
What's left? What's left?
Problem comes in.
What's left is the discretionary income. We can split that shit down the middle because we got the savings. We got the bills taken care of. We got the savings, and if you want to do your own personal savings, we can do it after we split the discretionary income.
Can I interject?
To me, that sounds like 50-50.
Yeah,
I feel like it's so just
From
with
60-40.
the situation that you
It's
just
60-40.
explained.
Do your part. 50-50 just means do your part.
yeah.
With the situation you just explained, it's like, yeah, in the ideal world, that's great.
I definitely started off with ideally.
Yeah, but you also have to take into account the fact that everybody also has their individual bills. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like people
Yes, sir.
have like their own shit going on. Like, so it really every situation is gonna be different. You can't apply like sometimes, man, that shit's just not gonna work in their favor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I said ideally, because it's like ultimately, like if you got $2,500 worth of bills right now, I can't take those on. You got to be able to manage that.
I mean, that's
I'm not. I can't. Where I'm at right now in life, I can't take on this extra $2,500 in bills.
Now, what we can do is create a plan where if you working towards it, maybe I can help put something towards it too.
Hey, but you know what I'm not
To
about
help get that down a little quicker.
Mhm.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I'm not about to do is try to overextend myself in any way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I make a pretty decent living. You know what I mean? But I have my own bills. I have a child.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't
Heavy on the
mind-
child.
Yeah. Heavy on the child. You know what I'm saying? With the expenses. You know what I'm saying? So like
And the unforeseens.
it's the unforeseen is all the time. You know what I'm saying? But so with that being said, like I don't mind helping out. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand things come up. Like and I do feel like somewhat is how I was raised. And I guess I'm a little bit somewhat traditional in certain ways, but like I do feel like to a certain extent you are supposed to be there for as a man, there are certain things that you should be doing or whatever. But that don't mean I'm out here like I can say I'm finna take on like
Captain's-
bills.
You feel me? Look,
this is
is
like individual
Captain's-
bills. No, so like I can take care of the house, but like there's some shit like, and then of course it's certain things, man. Like that I even had to learn that I was kind of like in terms of like getting hair done, getting nails done, stuff like that.
I mean, I'll do that shit. Just here you go, baby. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, but also I'm not going to like overextend myself, like to live up to some sort of like ideal that people have. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna do
I
what
feel you
the
there,
fuck I
too.
can.
When I was
Like,
paying,
I'm like I'm
1,000.
not paying no utility bills or like somebody if you live with me, okay, we live together, I can take care of it. But if you live in your own house,
Oh,
I'm
that's-
not
I can
doing
help.
hell no.
I can help.
Maybe
But
I can help when it's convenient.
But I'm not. I can't cover two households.
No,
yo.
that's
Listen,
just-
I will not cover two
Yeah,
households
so that's what I mean when I say
unless I'm making an extra $200 grand a year. maybe I
if
think about it.
Do it. Like I said, it ain't tricking if you got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't got paper like that, Joe.
Look, this is when I was. We need to go to the next topic shortly, but when I was paying bills for everybody, all the bills, I was with women who, they didn't have much going on, bill wise. They didn't have a lot of moving parts. Motherfucker had their cell phone bill, so when they moved in with me, I'm taking care of room and board. The room was gonna be there anyway because I was gonna have somebody over there anyway. You feel me? And the board is I'm paying for extra food maybe. Like that, situations like those were the situations that I walked into when I was younger and I was paying bills.
Mm-hmm.
Even my ex-wife, she had 2 kids, but realistically, how much extra money did that cost me? Not much extra money. Right. It cost me date money, really.
Hey, shout out to the chat. Is that Cuz? Greg, your cousin, right?
Yeah.
What up, Cuz? Hey, Cuz, shout out. He said, regardless if it's 50-50 or if one pays all the bills, he said somebody has to lead and somebody has to follow.
I just don't see the dynamic being actualized.
It
don't be about that.
So that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things that, as we said, is fluent. Mm-hmm. When you in a relationship, if you know you should know what your mate's weaknesses and strengths are. Mm-hmm. I pitch that plan in every relationship that I go in. The whole we pool our money, 50 go here, 50
but
go there.
If they made the most money, they usually turn that shit down to me.
They turn it down even if they don't make the most money, because it's hard to get somebody to give their finances and put it in one location because they view it as you're monitoring their stuff. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times that's where the divide comes in. But
wait, hold on. When you say put all in one location, like y'all just like everybody put their money in one account?
No.
Okay.
No. So
I definitely don't believe that.
There's a bill account.
Talking like towards one goal.
There's a bill account, then there's my account, then there's your account. We put 50% in the bill account.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
The rest of that shit.
I don't want you messing with mine.
Everybody need to have their own.
I got a quick.
Everybody need their own.
I got a quick twist on this before we take a commercial break. Well, not commercial, but a music break, real quick. So maybe it's not about 50-50 or 100-100.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a matter of, or not that. Maybe it's not a matter of like leading and following.
That's what it's not.
Maybe it's a matter of
Trusting.
Teamwork.
Trusting.
Because how are you gonna tell a leader to sit down? Right? The only way you can do that is make them a part of the team where they can be active.
Jordan had to trust Kerr.
Where they can be active in their strength. So a lot of people get a kick out of talking about this leading and following conversation.
That's love, dog.
As if, I get a woman, she gonna do this, she gonna sit down and she's gonna be a woman and I'm gonna be superhero in the world and she's just gonna sit there and be pretty.
You're trending bully, low-key at that point. You're almost trending bully.
Exactly. You gotta let them do girl shit.
And what you end up doing, not just doing girl shit, you gotta let them do their shit.
Yeah.
So if you got a woman who done busted, who has the character, who has the talent, who has the ability to lead, or who has the ability to build, who has the ability to connect, why would you put her on the sideline? Why wouldn't you encourage that? As a man calling yourself looking for a companion or looking for a woman or a compatible spouse, why wouldn't you encourage that?
I'm using
well there
for me, hold on, and I'm just talking about, I'm gonna let you finish real quick. For me, when I was married to my first wife, and shout out to Keisha. Love you, bud. Love you.
Shout out, Keisha.
I always respected her grind and her character and all the talent that she had in her. Even though I got my feelings about her and we're working through that and we've had our issues, I've always been able to respect the fact that, you know what? You was a dog. You know what I'm saying?
In a good way.
In a good way.
The hustle way.
In a good way. Like you was man. I always respected the fact that she could hustle, she could find a way. You know what I'm saying? She had my back in certain ways that was like, okay, cool. When we form like Voltron, we form like Voltron. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it ain't nothing like having a woman you can bounce off of and y'all just work in a room or work in a business or work in a situation. Whether it's a good situation or a bad situation, y'all coming out of it and y'all gonna be holding hands. So maybe it's not about being 50-50 or leading and following so much as it's about teamwork.
It's about trusting, man.
Trusting.
Yeah, because
Pippen had Jordan had to trust Pippen.
Yeah, they have their idea, and they don't want you to mess with their idea, so they won't share it with you. And you spend a lot of time just trying to get into their world. Like a lot of them have a lot of walls up, and you spend a lot of time trying to get past those walls. So you find yourself giving too much. You know, it's
Giving too much.
It's a bad dichotomy, man. You because if they don't trust you, we're never going to get to the point where we're loving on each other the way we're supposed to.
You got to understand, and especially with the fact that we're in 2023, some people are trying to hold on to 1935 traditions. Some of y'all are trying to hold on to this. Hey, I'm a modern person in this realm, but I still want to hold on to the fact that, my great grandmama, my grandmama, she living in a house that my granddaddy paid for. I'm speaking from experience. Right. My grandma right now is sitting in the house right now that my grandfather bought when the house, the street in front of them was a dirt road. Yeah. Shout out to the jungle. Right. Shout out to the jungle, man. The history is dumb.
No, hey, Vita said,
Hunters, man. Shout out to the Hunters, man.
Vita's on the live. She said,
Luch, what up, boy?
She said that I don't think a man that leads is a bully. I don't think we said that.
No, we didn't say that, but I was. No. She was agreeing with you.
I mentioned bully. No, she wasn't agreeing at all.
No, she was agreeing with you.
Context matters.
Okay. I'm certain that she wasn't agreeing.
She wasn't agreeing with you.
Certain. She said, I don't think a man that leads is a bully. That's not what we were saying.
That ain't what we were saying, but anyway.
I was saying that the way he was describing something, the way Dennis was describing something was trending bully.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not a man that leads is a bully.
No,
if you feel like you need a man to lead and you find you a man that fit that dynamic, that's the move.
Right.
You understand?
So when it comes to us thinking about relationships in 2023, you got to modernize and update your thinking. You're not dealing with women who don't have a skill set. You're not dealing with women who are homemakers and just sitting in the house waiting on a nigga to pick them up and, go and
save
them.
That depends, though.
There are some.
That depends.
There are some, but what I'm saying is
I don't want one of those.
I don't want one of those either.
I'm just saying, look, if I make enough money, it's just that for me, I got some other shit you could be doing besides the 9 to 5.
I got you in there.
No. I'm not suggesting that at all.
No.
I'm just saying I got businesses that I'm trying to run. So if I got the money, I got other shit you could be doing besides working the 9 to 5.
Now,
that's going to help us.
Is she working for your business?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Make decisions, but don't make decisions with me in mind. Yes. That's all I'm asking.
What I'm saying is,
she's gonna be at the crib shaking ass on Facebook Reels.
Right. You feel me? Doing this shit all day.
There you go. Unfortunately, I've talked about this. I've had this conversation several times where when you look up, I'm fresh 2 years or whatever on Facebook. I guess you have to go viral. You have to get to a certain point where you can get money from it. And 90% of the women that I see, and even their daughters now, the kids, hips.
Because we gonna click on it. We so damn thirsty.
I be
we just click on. We see booty. You just.
They do be having their young daughters on there. I can't stand that shit.
Africans. These Africans in their
fashions killing me.
The new shit. We begin to rock when that motherfucker get the pumping.
You about the whispers, nigga?
You ain't seen. You haven't. You haven't seen. Yo, you got
that one.
Oh my god. Yeah. So we begin to rock. Yeah. When the bass hit, boom.
I'm a twerk sucker, man.
Oh my god.
I'm a twerk. If you look like you about to twerk, I'm clicking.
Yeah.
Twerk, babe.
They be having their 13, 14-year-old daughters on there. And then you wondering why. And you wondering why it's men. You wondering why it's men in their inbox.
Toddlers.
If I see anything to say daughter, I'm turning that shit. I've seen babies on there doing that. Talking about she 8. That's what I seen one time.
No, I've seen younger. I've seen like 4 or 5.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about the same shit.
Pampers, I'm talking.
On Instagram.
I ain't seen the Pampers yet, but
yeah.
Hopefully, I won't see the Pampers. But
anyway.
And that ghetto barbecue your cousin invites you to. Yeah, I see it at that. I'd be like, damn.
But yeah,
I'm about to go.
Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out. We got Landscaping Luch in the building, dude. Hey, we kicked off the show with the anthem, dog. You missed it, dog. You missed it, man.
But hey, man, let's go to this music break. We'll come back, finish up the topics.
Let's get it to.
Shoptalk 7, man. We got Candace, Nicole, and Diego. We'll pull up.
Yeah, pull up.
What's the other topics?
CK, have mercy. Question. You want me for something, I won't put that passion, I'll let you have it, whatever it may be. I ain't got that shit to give. You want it for something, last I checked I owed you nothing. A little respect goes a long way, can't ask for that ticket the hard way.
I don't know what you used to, but I know ain't nobody gonna compare to me. I love it when you're naked, you ain't gotta get dressed, baby, you can come better to me. You don't understand how you have to kill care and I treat you like you're rare to me. You don't really need nobody there but me. She says like nobody care but me. It's clear.
Like that ain't no debating, can't take it back, watch what you're saying. If it's cause of me, then why you staying? Said what you said, ain't no explaining, yeah. It's a fight now. He said that it's up and it's sudden now. Can you say anything at this point across? I can tell that you're fishing just to throw it all.
I know I've been gone for a while. She told me come home, ain't been picking up the phone in a while. It's funny, I remember you first told me to smile. Sorry, but my heart been cold for a while. No, you know the vibes, I ain't gotta say much, cause you know when I'm down, but you be holding me down. Say we locked in till we dead and we're gone. We ain't even falling up if it's a hole in the ground. Hold fast, slow down. Take your time, we ain't gotta go fast. Baby, I'm just trying to make the moment last, cause I done seen how fast things gon' go back. Couple more rounds, gotta throw it back. Ain't gotta ask if it's mine, cause I know that. What you tell me, so I don't ask. Baby, tell me where you wanna go snack. Just know that we go back like a Cadillac on 4 flats. Casa, su casa, you're welcome like a donut. She's rocking, she's rolling, we roll there and roll back. If I don't know nothing, then I know that.
That's how I've been doing. It be so random when you come through. Nights like this, you hold me down. Feeling this shit, you held me down. So we fight back. He said I'm the reason why he act like that. If it's like that, take it all back. No time to be toxic, but to fall back. But I'ma forever be me. I'ma forever be solid. Think that it's time to be honest. You the one took it the hardest. You wasn't ready for all this. Vision of having your kids. Could you picture that at the audience? I won't take it back cause I meant it. I'm searching for shit you ain't giving. Yeah.
You know, someone call you crazy so many times you start to believe it, and I almost got scared of the idea of like going crazy in some way, but I wasn't going crazy. I was like the only person that wasn't crazy. I stand there and I just look like, is anyone else here seeing what I'm seeing? None of you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, or is your Maybach in your house is like that important?
God, do you want to sit at that evil table? You want to build with the very people that made it able for you to be at the mercy of these corrupt labels and racist system? I wonder, man, who the heck made you? Probably the money in the highest societal grades. So-called progression, man, it seems like it's turning you beige. Cursed out of wicked, it's not too late to turn from your rage. Purify your air and your home by burning some sage. Get back to basic, cause you more than a verse and a hook. Not your story, this is just an excerpt in a book. So deep within, God, I think that it's worth it to look. Don't be a sitting punk, cause they may just reverse it to rook. This game of chess will help change your quest, this I promise you. So pick it up like you famous, that you not promised to. Be here tomorrow, our time is borrowed, so honor you. Cause death is certain to give you pauses like commas do. Sign your deal and watch him steal all your wizards. That right there could drive the same man berserk. Sign your deal and watch him steal all your wizards. That right there could drive the same man berserk. Sign your deal and watch him steal all your wizards. That right there could drive the same man berserk. Sign your deal and watch him steal all your wizards. That right there could drive the same man berserk.
Stop affirming what you're going to do and then completing that in real life. That's the improper way to do it. I refuse to follow those rules that society has set up in the way that they control people with low self-esteem, with improper information, with branding, with marketing.
I refuse to follow those rules. It's about truth, it's about information, it's about awesomeness, and the only luxury is time. I get away from people who want my mind to be equal. The folks still in the matrix, see that's that BS I see through, cause you hide on instrumentals, you allow these rappers to beat. The industry's shady, and you still want the devil to cheat you. You are scared of the agents, but they are waiting to meet you. You are hungry, but they lawyers are monsters looking to eat you. Or to share your whole soul for the radio to repeat you. And for those who you once called, to cheerfully greet you. Man, they taking all that shaky foundation that's underneath you. Brothers ready to go coon, they convince you that they can sneak you to their inner circle. Long as you let them higher up tweak you, you they product through and through. Brother, don't get mad cause we peeped you. Hey, this don't make us haters, this something that you should sleep through. It's crazy how much sway in the classic voice and a beat do. So please be mindful of all the platform you speak through. It's crazy how much sway in the classic voice and a beat do. Sign your deal and watch him steal all your wizards. That right there could drive the same man berserk. Sign your deal and watch him steal all your wizards. That right there could drive the same man berserk. Sign your deal and watch him steal all your wizards. That right there could drive the same man berserk. Sign your deal and watch him steal all your wizards. That right there could drive the same man berserk.
Shop Talk 7 in the building. We up top. We'll get down. Show host Tony Media Monix.
I am. Get this D Smith in the house, man. Shop Talk 7 on a Thursday night.
D stands for dialogue. Don't give a fuck. Nobody say.
D stands for whatever pops in your head first.
A lot of D words.
A lot of D words.
All right.
A lot of D words. Very diverse. Which starts with the D.
She say.
And dialogue.
She say he bougie. He big headed. Please stop talking about how much dickhead is.
Oh. Man, shout out to our guest, man. We got Mr. Real Allen from 914 Media Podcast in the house.
I'm gonna need you to say that with some more energy. His late night shit don't be timely all the time. My nigga say
I'm too sexy.
914.
Yeah.
He did have the quiet storm, so he did have the quiet storm.
Al Greer face ass. Fuck out of here.
Damn, what time is this? After 8:30? Yeah. My sexy voice kicked in, my ball.
Because the way he said it. We used to be like, when he come in the store, we used to be like, Al.
You feel me?
That was a nigga there.
This is my nigga. He said, my thing is, he said, we got one of our residents, BB Fly. He say her name the same fucking way. B Fly. Nah, nigga.
You very observant.
We got, because I notice everything.
Very observant.
We got Real Allen with 914 Media. There you go. That's how you do that shit.
That was white boy.
Yeah. Let me give it
that nigga low key felt like he felt somebody rubbing his arm when you said that shit.
Yeah.
There was a ghost in this motherfucker.
I felt the warm embrace.
Let me try that.
Go ahead, try that
Let
shit.
me try that. We got L Porter in the building, director. L Porter in the house, baby.
That Phil Forrest.
Yeah, man.
I guess he's just sexy and shit. It is what it is.
Yeah. Just
I'll say that.
you do it.
You gotta be you, man. You gotta
It is what it is.
man. You gotta live in your truth.
914 Media. L Porter in the building.
We got director L Porter in the house, man.
That's okay.
That work better?
Yeah. Now say Real Allen again.
We got Real Allen in the house.
Okay, you sound like an old school house
That ain't
DJ,
work
but it works.
That didn't work either.
No, it works.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
It's gonna we're gonna
Thank you. I appreciate
We're gonna build your self-esteem.
WGCI. Dot that I. Face ass.
I'm in the gym.
Anyway, man, we back, man. We're gonna try to get to this. We're gonna try to get to the topics. The one we got right now. Bomba Clyde them. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Where do we draw the line between privacy and secrecy?
Okay.
That's interesting.
Where do we draw the line between privacy and secrecy?
In what regard?
Shout out to Dewell in the house, man. Yeah, he finally made it. Finally made it.
We're sharing mics again. We're sharing more mics.
Yeah. 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 So that.
Man, what's happening, y'all?
What's good?
Man, I brought some little goodies.
Yeah.
I brought some bourbon and cherry cocktails for you guys.
Okay.
Is there a cup for me?
You asked the dark.
Somebody give me a cup.
Non-alcoholic version, so somebody will want to enjoy that as well.
Okay.
So apparently you know my little brother.
How much is this one?
Small world.
I think I do.
Tony Mono Flow.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's my little brother.
What's your name, bro?
Anthony.
Anthony.
Monix, yeah, he's Antonio Monix.
Oh, it's okay. Two of them. Bet.
Yeah, it's two of us. Yep. You stole my name, Tony Mono. That was my shit.
Yeah.
He stole that shit.
He stole my shit.
I don't know how to do this. And it's like
So, man, shout out to Do Well Brands, man, in the house, man. Glad you can make it, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, you made it just in time, dude. Because what's the next topic we got up, man?
What's the line? Where do you draw the line between privacy and secrecy?
Where do you draw the line between privacy and secrecy?
So like what? So where? So
came from,
so where does privacy stop and secrecy begin?
So this post came from
secret being a bad thing.
Yeah, this post came. Hold on one second. This post came from a clip that I saw where a guy was talking about privacy versus secrecy, where he's talking about a phone. You know, saying basically if your spouse or your significant other is, you know, secretive with their phone or protective of their phone, it ain't because of privacy, it's really because of secrecy. He's saying that people do have a degree of privacy that they're owed, but when it becomes a situation where there's secrecy, there could now be some conflict in the relationship.
I would love to jump.
Go for it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Talking to that
definitely
mic. Pull up that mic.
It's definitely a difference.
So, sorry, I haven't been here. So I'm going to speak right now. But
Mike Wells in the building.
Right now. But I've never understood how people get away with, hey man, I don't want you to go through my phone. Because if you don't want me to go through your first off, niggas that
Why you going through their phone?
First off, niggas who leave pictures on their phone and they got a woman, y'all living reckless any fucking way. And that's a fact. Like, especially at 40, nigga.
It's an adventurous life out here.
Come on, man. Like, now that may speak to where you are. And if you don't care enough to fucking archive your shit, then, you know, that
or just save it in your brain.
Put that shit in the cloud.
Or just save it in your brain.
Save it in your brain.
And it's
live in the moment, man. Live in the moment and move on.
Sometimes you just had to be there. You don't need to keep a physical memory of that shit.
That's called evidence.
That's called evidence.
You feel me?
And you know, older guys like y'all have probably getting.
Watch your mouth now. Watch your mouth now.
Older, because y'all are old.
Watch your mouth.
Y'all are older.
Watch your mouth.
Hey man, you went to school and nothing.
You ain't that far behind. You ain't that far behind. You said we in the 90s. You said we in 90s in the same sentence.
I'm not putting pictures in my phone and leaving them shits in my phone.
He's not getting caught with that silly shit.
You're not living.
No. You're silly. If you're in a relationship and you still got that shit,
that's stupid.
It is.
Unless you want to, and then to say I don't want you to go in my phone, is that not saying that I have something that I'm trying to?
It's trending. I got something to hide.
Is that not? Now, if you don't care, cool.
Right.
But if you care, come on.
Right. Listen, man, that shit is real. It's like if she catch something in my phone right now, she caught me and I fucked up. I don't know. I'm gonna stand on it. But she got the password to my fucking phone.
Well, if you have a relationship where there's a trust situation, or you guys have established that kind of a trust or that kind of a relationship where she has your passcode, and that should be trust enough. But the extra step is a woman feeling like his phone's sitting right there and I got the code. I should go through it. Or a man sitting there looking at her phone like, I should go through it.
Why does she need the code?
If in case of emergency, you know what I'm saying?
What if something happened to me and she need to call somebody?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Especially if you and y'all live
On your phone?
Yeah.
What if she don't got the number?
Yeah.
Or she don't have.
She need to call her.
Married.
When something happened to me and she need to call dad. She need to find that shit.
When I was married, my wife had the code to my phone. I had the code to her phone.
I've never had this problem. So I'm a little,
I mean, it's not a problem.
No, it's not a problem.
Never had anybody.
Ultimately, for me, it's just the kind of open I want it to be.
Yes.
That's it.
The thing is, I don't want to go through her phone either, but sometimes I need to be like, if we're on a road trip, my phone is on
GPS.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and I need to use her phone for a phone call or something. Like, I need to be able to be like, hey, I don't need to be like, hey, baby, what's your code every single time I gotta do that. Things like that happen when you're with somebody. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have an iPhone, so my code is my face.
So, but it's also like you don't have to like. It's not necessarily like we're gonna sit down. Like, okay, today we're gonna exchange passcodes. It's just some shit that can happen organically over time.
Yeah, for me, it came out of necessity. For me.
You're in the shower. What's your code so I can?
It wasn't like I need your passcode.
Yeah. But the thing about that shit is, I don't care. But I don't want to exist in the type of energy where motherfuckers feel the need to keep policing.
At that point,
anyway.
That puts you in a position where technically you might not even have a passcode.
Exactly, and I don't even right, or just keep it on. So, but I have to keep my phone locked because if my phone is in my pocket, you have
an Android.
Yeah.
I keep mine locked because we be on some bullshit and I don't need nobody finding it.
And hear me, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not team this or that. I've had an Android. I had the S10
Poor guy.
Plus or whatever, and that happened where the phone is in the pocket and it starts to dial for whatever the reason.
Right.
For other reasons, I switched over to an iPhone for the first time, which was the old one here. However, I understand that it's in the pocket. The Android, for some reason, click on it, touch the skin in your pocket, and it'll dial. But like I said, I switched over to the iPhone, and not so much the issue. But I mean, at that point, also face your phone outside.
But the thing is this, like a lot of people say, if we're exchanging passcodes or we have a rule when it comes to phones, that just opens up the door for more invasion. And I say invasion because relationships already come with this entitlement to them. They already come with this sense of ownership. So if you're with somebody and you feel like they're yours and you have this level of ownership over them or entitlement over them, I get that.
Because you're gonna find what you're looking for.
You're gonna find what you're looking. You're gonna make up.
You're gonna make it up in your head.
What you're looking for.
You're gonna make it up in your head. I've done it.
And to look in her phone are two different things.
Very much so.
Say that again.
Like to use her phone and to look in her phone are two different things.
Yep.
Like to send a text in her phone because my phone is being used is different than when she's asleep. I feel that's an opportunity to go in her phone.
Yes.
Like, and I think that's what he's saying. Like, he's never dealt with a situation where I need to go through her phone because because the thing is, if I do, that speaks to another issue that we have.
I've had women inquire about my phone. I just was like, I don't share my phone, and I left it at that.
My girl got my code because I was in the shower and I needed a message sent right away. So look, here's the code. Send this message to my father. Type shit. And personally, I don't like to look stupid, so I don't have shit to hide. So now I gotta have this dumbass conversation because I got caught like I'm some fucking kid, and So and I don't even think she remembered my password, but I've given it to her a couple of times because I don't think. Well, she act like she remembers. She's doing a good job at playing the role. So
keep dumb shit out your phone.
It won't matter if you keep dumb shit out your phone.
Hey, that's the remedy, guys.
Don't do that stupid shit in the first place.
iCloud that shit. Keep it out your phone. Look at it when you feel like it. There's tons of ways, guys.
Or just don't do the bullshit.
Hey man,
that would add it to your phone.
You know what?
But
I wasn't gonna go there.
Here's the thing, though.
Meet people where they are.
Here's the thing, though.
She said she do it. Hey, my girl said she do remember that fucking code.
I said, of course she does. Of course she does.
All right, but here's the thing, though. Let's elevate this a little bit, right? Let's take it away from the phones, right? So, giving somebody that open door to your phone, because to most of us, that's the most private thing we got.
I think it's a birthday phone before they get that code up.
Well, think about it. And if you don't believe me, leave your house without your phone and see how you feel.
Oh, you gonna feel naked, nigga.
See how you feel. I ain't saying what you do afterwards. I'm just saying see how you feel. Or if you lose it.
Definitely feel naked.
Feel naked, Joe.
Nigga.
Out here.
Exposed.
Hey, you know it's crazy.
I ain't talking about naked, like bone naked. You know what I'm saying? Nerve naked.
I go for walks without my phone. So
I was just about to say,
you learn to detach yourself from your phone, but that's a different story.
Like
if you actually leave the house.
I'm a filmmaker. Like a lot of people are like, man, when you go on vacation, you don't never film nothing. I'm like, because I
vacation.
Film.
Yeah,
because this is what I do. So it's like I don't anything that has to do with extracurriculars filming. I'm like, yeah, get the hell out.
I have a side question, real quick.
All right, go ahead.
When last time you sat down and took a shit and you ain't take your phone with you?
Today.
Oh, because I play Candy Crush.
But it was by today. But it was by accident. I ain't gonna hold you. It was by accident.
The whole conversation up the bathroom.
That happened to me the other day.
That's my balls.
Last week, I had to go and I forgot my phone.
And you
Forgot it.
And I thought about those days where I would look under the sink and read the
Jet
fucking
magazine.
No.
Read
the labels
Mhm.
from the
chemical
bottles.
Yep, I used to do that.
Because we didn't have Jet and shit in front of it like everybody else did. We had the stuff on the back of the sink.
Read that.
S.C. Johnson.
Reading chemical
Pittsburgh.
ingredients.
Read that motherfucking
Read all I know what.
What's the powder shit we used to use to clean the goddamn tub?
Comment, nigga.
Comment. Read the ingredients on that fucking comment.
Bubbles, all of that
Yeah.
shit. All of that.
Read all the ingredients.
I think they make that in Batavia.
That niggas ain't had no jet mag, no ebony, no nothing.
I mean, we had ebony too, but
Yeah, we had,
I think we done read all of them.
When I looked at Ebony and Jet, I was looking for the Virginia Slims model.
No,
I had the biggest crush on the Virginia Slim cigarette model.
Nigga, page 43. So what?
We didn't have them in the bathroom like that.
I was ended up in the bathroom. I don't know. I know why now. I didn't know why then.
I do answer. I do reply to all my emails.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
You do all your
In the
So
bathroom.
let's talk
I'm
about
sorry,
this.
just
Then.
changed the key.
Let's talk about this. Then, what is your boundary between privacy and secrecy?
If I got a girlfriend and we are in each other's space like that, I don't have none of that.
So when the girl was
everybody got secrets, man.
okay, so hold on.
Everybody got-
So when
I'm too silly. I'm gonna get caught. I don't do those.
okay,
Yeah,
so
it don't
with
have to be
you,
about infidelity.
so with you, it's
No,
all
I'm talking about anything. Shit, I'm a bad liar.
Are we talking about just relationships, or are we talking about in general? What are we when you say
secrecy versus privacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you speaking about?
I was thinking in relationships.
It's-
That's where the post comes from.
Okay, some shit is need to know.
Some stuff is.
I don't need you looking at the conversation thread between me and my partner, and he telling me his business
Yeah.
within the
So,
conversation thread.
That's that falls under private.
So that's
To me,
private.
that falls under
There's
private.
levels.
That involves a third party. That's private.
There's levels to relationships. So at one point, there is a need to know.
Need to know basis, yeah.
But as you become partners with this individual in life, nothing should be off the table in terms of what's going on with you, because if she's there to be there for you and you all are in this thing together, then all things should be
On the table.
on the table.
Y'all life partners or trending life partners.
Right. Like, but as men, me being that, obviously, it does get difficult sometimes to share and be vulnerable as you need to be at times, because you don't always know how to be that. So I get it. I get the difficulty of that, but it is key to you being a true partner with your mate.
It's more about the option of the openness as opposed to somebody abusing their privilege. I don't think people should have.
Shouldn't be with
I don't think somebody. Well, you got to find that out though. At some point, you don't always know.
But we're in
I
this,
feel like the
toxic
signs.
space
Yeah, I
too,
feel like the signs of that shit is evident pretty early.
Well,
things can happen.
Right.
Like you can have events within a relationship that can change the dynamic,
Yeah.
Right.
especially when it comes to trust.
Yeah.
Right.
But I feel like behavior like that, when people are like on some like real jealous or trying to go through your phone and try to control certain things.
That's
Right.
something different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
so
I
different.
feel like
That's
like people,
insecurity.
the signs are there early.
But we've all been in-
those fucking signs.
Yeah.
That's up to
But we've all been in
Right there.
situations where something happened and the dynamics changed later.
you. Absolutely.
That's
So
true.
that's what I'm
Some
saying.
things can trigger insecurity though too.
No doubt.
But regardless of all your insecurities, you still, in order for you to have because you're cheating yourself if you don't go full into a relationship, period. Because this might be your person. And you're holding
Mike
back.
could.
You're not cheat. So
Mike
I feel
could,
like
probably.
if you're not going, no matter how much my trust was destroyed by this person, because you have to find out if that person, you got to get burned before you find out if this person is the right person for you. That's how you find out. So, but when I go to the next person, I can't text them for what that person did. I got to be open because I'm cheating me on if I'm finding the right person. I don't want to run
Right.
off the right person.
Right.
But men tend to not learn from the burning. Men tend to go deeper in and create a larger shell.
Didn't learn from the burning. Motherfucker didn't go to the doctor.
listen,
Nah.
The men that
Didn't get that penicillin.
Yeah, that's a big
that
deal.
I've seen, they take breakups difficult. You know what I'm saying? They take breakups hard. Whether it was a amicable thing or whether, but like if it was like she did them bad, like men that deal with like trauma are, I would argue, are worse than women because
if they don't have the mechanics to deal with it, they're absolutely gonna be worse than women.
Some men want to make women pay it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Waited to get with somebody and they got with somebody and they went all in and then it broke their heart.
Yeah.
Like that guy is going to be very hard to push through because of so many different.
And it's hard when
because he's gonna see that in every woman, in every relationship. He's gonna see that same shit. It's gonna keep playing out.
And it's hard because when men commit, like I said, like that's a good point, and that's a good point because if you're really gonna go into a relationship, you really do have to kind of go all in. It's a gamble.
If you're not going to, like you said, you're cheating yourself.
Yeah. What I noticed, so I don't know who was in the military here.
Me.
I know you were. But what I noticed about my military friends versus my Chicago friends, my military friends, because we were isolated from everybody important to us. As a result, we learned to communicate because you would be stationed with a dude. You can't go home for Christmas. You can't go home for your birthday. So this guy is your boy. Like y'all brothers for real. The girls in the barracks were sisters to you.
Shout out to Count Shawanaz.
So as a result, when it's easier for me to be it's easier to be an open book. And when I watch my Army buddies, they're easy about being an open book with their women. But the guys who were here in the streets, they still got residue from the streets of, I can't let you in, you know what I'm saying? And like my boys,
you're gonna abuse that.
My boys who've been drug dealers, they hard on women because they don't trust nobody because of their upbringing and because of what they think.
You can't really trust motherfuckers. When you live it, so it all depends.
So it depends on how you were groomed at a young age.
Being in the military young, we were afforded a different outlook.
Yeah.
Because we were protected in a lot of ways.
And we
could fuck off some money because we finna get this another check in 2 weeks.
And we're taught to trust this person behind us regardless of whatever.
And you've seen the benefits and you've seen the pros and the cons of it.
Yeah.
And commonly trusting the guy next to you has more pros than cons. In the military, it does. Like he can't really snake you because it's gonna fuck him up.
And they understand
his safety inside of yours.
And that's what when you're in a relationship, a lot of times the women don't realize, you getting over on me, you doing this, but you're hurting us because we ain't acquiring nothing together. We ain't moving together like we should be moving. Instead, you're over here doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. We hook up from time to time, but there's no real trust, and so you're cheating yourself if you don't go all in. That's just my.
And then speaking on the military again, this is something I got from the military that's probably the one thing that stopped me from breaking from trauma through heartache or whatever, as bad as maybe I would have. I'm used to rejection in so many different ways. Growing up as a young boy, as a man now, probably you don't get every girl you want. You kind of know where to go for you, where your shot percentage is better.
That's pretty strong to admit.
What's that?
That's pretty strong to admit. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, look, even when say I'm in a relationship and I work really hard at it and it didn't work. Like, but maybe the average man, no, because this is why.
Shout out to the tantrum thrower.
This is why I've studied in the Navy. In the Navy, to make rank, you got to take tests.
Yeah.
And sometimes my first E6 test, my first class test, I studied for a year before I took that test.
Shit.
And I missed that bitch by 25 points. The quota was low. Like, they was only accepting so many.
I didn't mean that.
You know what I'm saying? No, it's fine. I finally made it.
I didn't mean it.
No, I retired as an E6.
Sorry about that.
I actually made E7, but I couldn't put it on.
Kevin Hart.
Nah, man. You know how it is. Sometimes the quota's low.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes the quota's low. You could. I've seen people max out on points and still didn't make it. Right. So that happened to me multiple times, from E4 to E5 to E6 to E7. I got bored first time, but then I had to get out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to shit not working out. and I'm used to having to communicate with people who can't speak English.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got to chase these niggas around. People don't speak English as a first language.
So your experience is kind of
It kind of prepared me to deal with certain things, and not that everybody in the military has had that experience, right?
Right.
Because some people never really got into leadership. Some people were just coasting. There's a lot of dirt bags in the military too.
Facts.
Tons of them.
Facts.
A lot of shit bags.
Dirt bags everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? So I think those experiences kind of prime me.
That's the quietest cup. That's in every facet. I mean, like 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4 of us played high school football together, and we know some that was on the team that was just on the team, like riding coattails.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But us 4, oh no, we was sweating and working. You know,
And it was some who was really that good that didn't get a shot, so they had to deal with rejection.
Not at us, not at our school.
I did because
Okay.
I tore my
Everything you worked for had to stop up until that point.
ACLs are plural.
ACL, like
ACL, ho.
I tore them both, junior and senior year. So my rejection was like the whole. I had a Derrick Rose thing. So like legit, my senior year after I get back from the first one, I'm a week before the season starts. Eclipse falls on my fucking leg.
Oh no! Say that name again.
Eclipse.
Why is his name Eclipse?
6'7".
You ain't have to say nothing. I was about to say.
He is an eclipse.
I was about to say all you had to do was just say the name and let them envision what an
Eclipse
eclipse
fell in
look
a
like.
walkthrough. Brooke had me on defensive line.
Okay.
And
Right.
had me on D line because I was quick. And we going through a walkthrough.
What's going
on?
Eclipse
More
falls. Eclipse falls.
Shout out to MP.
Mighty Mustangs.
Shout out to MP.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Stein gang.
me, I had to learn how to find silver linings and all of that and shit like that early. So, but shit, I was good. I was really fucking good. But my knees weren't.
Well, that's enough.
But
And listen,
I was able to, parlay that into a fitness business. I work out. My knees don't, bother me now.
but I'm sure there's a lot of guys who was behind the guy, but they were just as good. But that guy already had the spot.
Yeah.
I'm certain a lot of people probably went through that in high school and in college.
Okay, what were we talking about?
So I know we were talking
Bitches and more bitches.
I know we were talking about privacy versus secrecy. I know so
that's what you call a tangent.
Right, I know, right. But so what you were saying, like, all right.
So
everybody's like, men.
where is your line with privacy and secrecy?
He's gonna make another
I
point
do
real quick.
think- okay, I'm sorry.
No, because what we were talking about, rejection and men taking that shit differently, like when the relationship is over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit that shit sometimes, man, if you really love a motherfucker, like people would try to act like man not emotional, nigga. Yes, we
are.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We're the emotionalists.
I played DMX the whole time.
Yeah,
That's
man.
my new love song when I'm
DMX is one of the most emotional niggas ever.
When you accept the fact that you're an emotional nigga, you handle that shit better.
Yeah.
You won't be out here doing no dumb shit.
Because you actually know what you're dealing with.
you know what you're feeling.
Me accepting my vices makes me better for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, all right, nigga, I'm emotional right now. I just need to chill out for a second. You know what I'm saying? I'll be fine.
I'm not drinking liquor because I get real ignorant. That's why you gotta
And we
know.
appreciate
You
it.
gotta know. You gotta know.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nigga, you know what stops me?
But you know what? I didn't have my heart broke. My shit been hurt to the motherfucking bone, nigga. But you know what it's never made me do?
What's that?
Cry on the internet.
It ain't never. Hey, so
I did it once in 2012.
It ain't never made you hit
I
record.
did it in 2012. I did.
I always thought it weird. How does somebody start crying? Pull out their phone. Like, look.
Yeah.
So look here. Right now.
Oh, I ain't never actually did that. I threw a fit on the internet, worked with words.
Okay.
I never.
And go to my Facebook.
I never know. No.
And then go to where it says story as I'm crying. And then hit record. How does that happen?
You gotta hold the button too. You can't just
You gotta hold the button.
Look, I saw a nigga give his life. I saw a nigga give his life to Jesus on the internet, holding the phone
But before you get it,
while crying. Like, how the fuck did you have the presence of mind in this Holy Ghost moment to grab your phone and say, let me get this shit on
I would
film.
like to try this.
Oh shit, it's 9 o'clock. We got to get up out of
It
here.
is 9
Kiss the
o'clock.
cousins.
We got Kiss the cousins in the building, man. God damn it, man.
But look,
We
man,
got
we're gonna have to have a part 2.
Shit, we didn't even get a chance to really chop up what y'all. Man, we got a couple minutes. Hey, real
We
quick.
done though.
Real quick. Hey, what's up there?
No,
What
we're
up,
like
Marley?
really. Let's wrap this up.
Okay, we gotta wrap this up, baby. So, man, give y'all information real quick.
Channel 914 on YouTube.
Yeah.
914 Media Group on Instagram. Also, Red the Producer 914 also on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. L. Porter.
ELV Porter on everything. On everything. Twitter, whatever you go, ELV Porter.
Because he's smart.
I'm shooting a I'm shooting a
Uniform and
film this year called Stoner Study. It's what it
Stoner
is. A Stoner
Study.
Study. It's about stoners.
What's going on with Dad and Son then?
Oh,
Okay,
man, we
we
didn't
ain't
make.
gonna
Yeah, I gotta talk about that.
We're gonna have to do a part 2.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell them where you from. Where you at?
Do Well Brands, Daddy Do Well on Instagram, and DoWellBrands.com, and Do Well Brands on Facebook and everything else. You know, Do Well Brands.
All right, let's go, man.
I don't give a fuck where you from. We know where the fuck this nigga from.
Chill told me to post this. I'm actually on IG now.
On IG now.
On IG.
Branching out.
Chill told me to post this, or you can check Facebook.
Yeah.
Hashtag on Facebook. Hashtag Chill told me to post this. I did have a hashtag before I had a page. Don't worry about that. Chill told me to post this.
All right.
All
That's what's up, man. Shoptalk 7. Get this D. Media Monics. We out here.
Dialogue, bitches. Dialogue. Pew, 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 pew.